let's be honest, I just don't have the strength or the skill to push this thing as hard as it can be. So I found someone that does.
I'm really excited about this one. This bike is a lot of fun. This is a 79 bike. It is called the Falcon Pro. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. It looks just like a Sur-Ron. And yeah, obviously this is a very clear Sur-Ron competitor, but I do think it has some things over a stock Sur-Ron. First thing is that it has a 72 volt battery out of the box. No longer are you getting a 60 volt battery and having to upgrade it. Second, it has a more powerful, or at least a more capable motor out of the box. So you don't have to upgrade that either. And it also has a Fast Ace front suspension fork, which is typically a Sur-Ron upgrade as well. Now the retail on these things is $4,500. Sometimes I see these things on sale for as low as $39.99. And to me, that is just a killer deal if all of these components work together as advertised and as promised. So one of the biggest things people want to compare on all these Sur-Rons, Talarias, you name it, is the power output. So we're going to start this video with a dyno run, verify exactly how much power this has. Then we're going to take this thing to some trails, hit some real jumps with this, and see how does the suspension handle, how does this power that we see on the dyno perform on the dirt. Kickstand up. There are 3 settings. We've got an Eco, Drive, and Sport. We're gonna go straight into Sport mode, and I'm gonna do my best. It is a fairly aggressive knobby tire, but I'm gonna do my best to keep the traction onto the wheel here so we can get a good run up on this. Here we go. Definitely slipped a little bit there. Let's see if we can get a little better traction this time around. Hopefully between those 3 runs, I got some good numbers. There we go. I'm gonna double check the chart before I write this down, make sure these are accurate. But I'm getting a peak output of 8,217 watts. I'm pretty sure they were advertising 8,000 watts peak, so we're getting a little more than that. That's a good sign. And what I think is more impressive is the 184 pound-feet of torque. That's a lot of torque for something that is as small and lightweight as this is. I don't see anything funny going on with our dyno runs here. That looks all nice and clean on all 3 poles. So I'm gonna write that down. We're gonna see where it goes on the board. So 184 pound-feet, 8.2 kilowatts. Here's our E-moto section of the board over here. Looks like it's gonna fit in right here. The Velocifero jump was a little bit less power. Up here, all of these are actually street legal motorcycles. So currently, this is the most powerful dirt bike. That is, of course, likely to change. There are more powerful options out there, but this is a really good option for the price. I think this bike is gonna be a ton of fun, and it is an awesome entry point if you're looking for something in this category. Now let's see what it can actually do on the trail.
Sterling Meyer here, professional dirt bike rider. We're out here testing the 79 bike with Area 13. So I normally ride ramps. I do shows all over California and the West Coast. I ride a lot of moto and ride some tracks here and there, ride some trails. I love it all. My first initial kind of thoughts about it were a little bit soft suspension, but very comfortable. Love the kind of like just the feel of the bike, the positioning of the foot pegs. The seat feels really planted in the rear end. The bike feels really, really playful and really, really friendly to ride. I put it through the test today. I think we pushed it all the way to its limit. Came out here about 2 or 3 hours ago. We've been riding it nonstop, enough to get, you know, my blood going, my adrenaline going, and have some fun for sure. So can't really say anything bad about the bike. I actually really loved riding it. It felt super, super comfy, like I said. Maybe some little, you know, tweaks I would do to the bike just because that's what I'm used to. But yeah, overall, I would say the package right out of the box of just riding it, I was blown away. I really liked it. It was right at home for me. For what it is and what you're paying for, I mean, it's an awesome bike. I mean, we tuned the suspension a little bit, but now that everything's figured out, it's performing really well. It's a lot different than a dirt bike too. A little skinnier tires. The initial electric motor is a little bit different on push throttle, so getting used to that. The seat's really comfy. I'm used to a longer seat, so I can slide up more towards the gas tank on a dirt bike, it would be called. But on this, it's no really issue to slide up on the tank or the battery. So when I was hitting whoops on this thing, pretty much, I would say it felt a lot like a crossover between a mountain bike and a pit bike. You know, very versatile, but very light, a lot lighter than dirt bikes. The key things that I want to point out is you have a key fob to turn on the bike, and you also have a key to turn on the ignition. Suspension doesn't feel bad at all. I'm used to moto, so we're trying to work with the adjustments and kind of figure out where it sits and where it rides nicely with sag wise. But other than that, we got it tuned pretty well. We pushed it quite a bit. We bottomed it out all the way, so we had some foot pegs scraped. So I mean, I think we used the suspension a little bit. The suspension package, I got it pretty pumped up, but it's actually really nice. But I think it even has reverse, right? I really like this bike. I would say go get yourself a 79 bike and try them out, man. You'll be surprised.